Let's look at this particular bar chart. Isn't that amazing? Look at the benefits that Cordyceps militaris mycelium yielded in reference to mitigating the potential effects of anemia. In this case, we're looking at long distance runners. Now, many things can cause anemia. For example, my favorite is foot strike hemolysis, which basically means as your feet pound the ground, you literally bust up red blood cells in the capillaries. So there could be a lot of unknowns why anemia is basically occurring even beyond that of just lack in iron intake. But we're going to delve into that in a second. So keep that in mind. This could benefit a huge swath of people beyond that of the standard athlete. Now, so as we look at this, so you look at the basically, now you see it, I don't, as far as the hemoglobin, hematocrit, the ferritin, and basically the erythropoietin. Look at the benefits in reference to the Cordyceps mycelium militaris. Now, they said there was not a statistical significance in the erythropoietin, but I'm looking at the bar chart and you look at the confidence interval, looks still quite impressive. Now, pay special attention to creatine kinase. Why is that important? Because the Cordyceps militaris, the CM as you see here, may yield a protective effect in reference to helping prevent muscle breakdown. But you see what we have here? Keep that in mind. Let's get right into the research as follows, for we only have a few minutes. Effective administration of Cordyceps militaris mycelium extract on blood markers for anemia in long-distance runners. The abstract. In the present, we're just going to cherry pick. So here we go. In the present study, we conducted, quoting, a placebo-controlled, double-blind, parallel group comparison trial in which an extract of Cordyceps militaris, CM, mycelium, was administered to long-distance runners for 16 weeks. The results indicated that change rates of serum ferritin levels were moderately increased in the CM group. Moreover, the change rates of hemoglobin and hematocrit were significantly increased in the Cordyceps militaris group compared with those of the placebo group after 8 weeks, at 8 weeks and after. These observations suggest that the intake of the test food, which is the CM, Cordyceps militaris, containing Cordyceps militaris mycelium, to reiterate, is expected to effectively maintain the hemoglobin hematocrit. Why is it not called hemoglobin, or what are the ones called hematocrit levels in long-distance runners? You get the point. Via the suppression of the decrease in iron storage, which reflected by serum ferritin during the pre-season training, which yielded them quite spectacular results. Now, the question really is why. But so let's go into the research a little bit more first into creatine kinase. So please bear with me. Interestingly, the creatine kinase levels were significantly decreased in the Cordyceps militaris group compared with those of the placebo group at 16 weeks after the test food intake, which is the Cordyceps. These results suggest that Cordyceps militaris mycelium extract exhibits a protective action on the muscle damage observed in long-distance runners and may suppress muscle injury. Together, these observations suggest that the Cordyceps militaris mycelium extract exhibits an improving effect on the markers not only for anemia, but also muscle injury in long-distance runners during preseason training. That is part of the reason why I preluded the research in regard to foot strike hemolysis, or hemolysis, some people like to say, where basically feet strike the ground and you're literally busting up red blood cells and so on and so forth. And because if it's protecting against inflammation and muscle damage, maybe with that interjecting publisher bias, that can be part of the reason why it helps with the mitigating the effects of iron loss. So to proceed forward, the backstory. I like this. I just wanted to bring one of them so you could see, but it gives you an idea of what they're looking at of different forms of cordyceps per se, even outside the realm of Cordyceps militaris. Furthermore, 18 male long-distance runners were administered with Cordyceps sinensis, containing supplement for 2 weeks during high-altitude training. Interesting, with the administration, the treadmill exercise times were significantly prolonged and aerobic capacity was increased in the runners. Now, they vacillate between the two forms of Cordyceps, but they liked the effectiveness more of the Cordyceps militaris. As you read through the research, that's why they went to the CM as opposed to the CS. Another backstory. During preseason training that is performed before the official season, endurance runners are likely to develop sports anemia because of iron loss, which is associated with sweating and foot strike hemolysis. Foot strike hemolysis is a condition where, I'll show you right here, where red blood cells break down in the capillaries of the foot due to repetitive impact during running, fatigue, weakness, shortness of breath. Now, it's really interesting as far as like I like to run myself, but you don't think of simple things like just cushioning in the shoes that could basically help mitigate the effect of maybe iron loss due to foot strike hemolysis or hemolysis, however you want to pronounce it. But you could see the effects. Military personnel on long marches, anybody that's on your feet a lot may be prone to basically foot strike hemolysis, but that's where the cordyceps seems to help mitigate that impact. So I wanted to expand the horizon way beyond that of just long-distance runners without unintentionally interjecting publisher bias. Methods. You can see right here the methods, 300 milligram powder of the cordyceps extract. So the intake was about 6 capsules a day, 16 weeks. And you could further break it down looking at the excipients, but why be repetitive and redundant in regard to that? Notable aspects. The half-life of iron is shorter in long-distance runners than in non-athlete controls, suggesting that iron turnover is enhanced in runners. Something to think about when talking with a medical professional, that basically the RDA of iron may not be sufficient for certain individuals, especially athletes or people in impact sports or any sort of strenuous activity per se. Sweat, the whole lineup. The total amount of the body in the total amount of body in the iron, total amount of iron in the body, you can see about 4 to 5 grams. In about a healthy individual, you could see about the average loss per day, 1 to 2 milligrams. All right. Now to bring it to conclusion. The present study has shown that Cordyceps militaris mycelium extract is expected to effectively maintain the hemoglobin and hematocrit, not hemoglobin, in levels in long-distance runners by suppressing a decrease in iron storage during preseason training. Moreover, the extract was found to alleviate muscle injury, so the creatine kinase bar chart, as demonstrated by the decrease in serum creatine kinase levels in long-distance runners, possibly owing to its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant potential, which of course I interjected a little bit of publisher bias, saying maybe it's reduction in inflammation and therefore less mitigating the impact per se of foot strike hemolysis. You get the double positive there. But still, just the same, really, really interesting research in regard to cordyceps is becoming a true rising star in the mycelium world. And it already has been for quite some time, but now it's really it's getting some validation in a lot of different arenas. So gratitude to the researchers. I am humble you watch, and I look forward to what you and I share next week. All right, catch you all next time. See you then.